We made butter.
We did.
Look at that.
That's good butter.
It's awesome. So it was what you just saw was our brand new cream separator.
Yeah, and you don't need a cream separator to make butter. We just wanted to get it because I felt like it was a staple that we should have. We're getting, we've got a goat in milk and we're going to have more goats in milk. So it's just something I wanted to have in case we decide to start selling more and more and just make our lives a little bit easier.
Yeah, so this was our first test out. It went amazing.
Yeah.
So easy.
So easy.
Once you got the cream, literally all you do is shake it.
Yeah.
You cool it down for just like half a second and then shake it and make butter. We'll do an actual video on how to make butter here in the near future, but we wanted to test it out first before we try to tell you what to do.
And it's really, really good. We tried it on bread.
Yeah. So now let's get into garden walk.
Yep.
Okay, it is garden walk 2 of the 2020 gardening season. So good news, bad news, a little bit of the mix in between kind of stuff going on this week. We took a risk and it failed miserably. So in this bed right here, it's one of our flower beds that we added. We took a risk and put in some amaranth and some zinnias.
Yeah.
We were like, it'll be fine. Our 10-day looks good. But we didn't want to risk it with like our actual veggie plants. So we put them in there. And then we had the hoop house that we took off of our cold crops over there. And we was like, if it gets cold, we'll just set it on top. Well, everything was going great. Last night we hit 26 degrees.
Yep.
And the hoop house was not enough to protect our few zinnias and amaranth that was in there. So they all died.
Yeah.
That's something that's unfortunately part about gardening. You really get risk reward, right? So we took a chance to try to get some early zinnias and some amaranth out. And it didn't work.
Yeah. But we do have more zinnias and amaranth in the greenhouse.
That's exactly right. And so we'll just probably direct sow some more in this as well and just go from there. But part of gardening.
Yep. Trying to get them going, but let's go check out the greenhouse real quick, see what all we got going on in here. So here's the other zinnias, big old pot of zinnias and a few marigolds that got dropped in on accident, but they're growing, so they're going to be really pretty. We've got all of our peppers over here. I think it's about 30 peppers total, so they're doing good. Our blueberry bush, we're still waiting to get in the ground, probably in the next few days.
Look at there, it's buddy.
Yep. Little bitty baby blueberry. And some tomatoes back there.
So those are Jubilee
Tomatoes. We've got a bunch of Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes here. They're doing good. This guy's really strong.
Yeah. So I think in the last time that we showed you all, we hadn't taken out all of our tomato plants.
I think so, yeah.
I think they were all in one, and then the clip didn't record, and y'all didn't get to see all of our tomatoes. So we have officially thinned all of those.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going to see. So the Jubilees and then the Kellogg's that we just showed you, we're all in the little Haas Tools tins like these, very small. So the time that they've grown, because we didn't do last week because there wasn't a whole lot of changes, within 2 weeks from being a little seedling to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that just shows you a little bit of what up-potting can do. Now, the one thing when you thin seedlings, sometimes you got a little guy. And it truly is. There are stronger and weaker plants. It's just depending on kind of, not everyone's created equal, even in a greenhouse. So don't take the chance and don't be like, well, this one looks better right now, so I'm going to thin that not so looking good one out and just plant the nicer looking one at the time, because they could just flip the script on you once they get into up-pot. So try to up-pot everything, and you'll see the resemblance of that throughout our garden walk here.
So most tomato plants are all the same. I mean, you can tell a tomato plant. Some have like potato leaves though, but I just really think that these Kellogg's breakfast tomato plants are really pretty. They seem to have more leaves. They get true leaves quicker, and they're just really pretty. I don't know. I like them.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
They're like almost flowery kind of.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a few more tomatoes here, just some leftovers.
We really need to get them thinned out. So right here, see the yellowing of this plant? That's not that they need anything. That's just the first leaf that comes up and they're dying off, and that's okay because that's what they do. But that's your first indicator that it is time to get them in a different pot.
Yep, and we've got some tomatillos back here, some okra, red, something.
Red something or another.
All kinds of different okras.
What do we got here? Red, burgundy, Jing orange, and Alabama red.
Yeah. Over here, we've got our dad's sunset tomatoes, which are doing awesome. They're getting really strong stalks. We've got this fan here, so it's moving the air. Some orange jazz tomatoes and some Kentucky beefsteaks. Here's an Anaheim pepper and a lemon drop pepper. And then back there, we've got our millionaire tomatoes. Some aren't the hottest, but again, it's just different varieties. What are you gonna do? Some sunrise cherry bumblebees too, which are doing good. Our eggplant is in the back there, if you can see it. That's doing well. And some white cherries, which, if you don't know, we absolutely love white cherry tomatoes. So we made sure that we grew those again this year. Some pineapple tomatoes, some black crims, Bonnie Best, which are our favorite, and pink oxheart. Pink oxhearts.
So as you can tell, we still have a lot of tomatoes. We have sold a lot. And we still got plenty more to go. We're trying to make up for all the events we were going to go to this year, which is perfectly fine. A lot of local people are getting it. It's been a great little setup that we have. We set them like in the driveway with a bin. So we're either doing like PayPal transactions or just they set it in a little tin, take the stuff and go. And so they're keeping that social distancing going on, but still being able to sell some items.
Yeah, so if you're local and you still want some, we have some. So
oh yeah, and we got everything. Real quick before we move on, because you know we got to talk a little. You can't just keep staring at plants. Last year we grew a lot of Bonnie's Best, regular red beefsteaks, and there was one more. I can't remember. It was another red tomato. We grew a lot of red tomatoes to sell because that always seemed to be the most popular.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted yellows, purples, greens, blacks, all that but red. Yeah. Now we did still do just fine in selling them, but that was always one of the requests. So this year we're like, we're gonna even this bad boy out. We're gonna do a lot more yellows, oranges, whites, and stuff like that. Now everybody wants red.
Yep.
It's just kind of the way it goes, depending on what the person wants. But we've got plenty, so if you're interested, holler at us.
So I think the last time we did a garden walk, these hadn't come up yet. But we went ahead and started some Connecticut field squash, which are doing really good. They've all come up.
Which that looks just like your pumpkin patch pumpkin. If you go to a U-Pick kind of place, that's what that is.
Yeah, we've got a patapan scallop squash, which is just a little bitty orange one.
Oh, yeah,
one of those came up. Some spineless supreme zucchini.
Zucchini bread.
A lot of zucchini. We love zucchini. Some gold prize squash from Hoss Tools. They're doing awesome. They're all coming up. And some straight neck squash from Baker Creek.
And then what is that, squash lemon?
Yep. Lemon squash, little bitty lemon squashes. So we got plenty of squash and zucchini.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of Aunt Molly's ground cherries back here. That'll be the first time we've grown them, but they're doing really well. So
all y'all love it, so we got to do it. I am too.
Yeah. Some more Kentucky beefsteaks, just kind of a variety, gritty cantrells. These aren't doing the best.
No.
I don't know. It is what it is. These are fine. These aren't fine. I don't know.
One of those things. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say.
These are all the mortgage lifter tomatoes. They're doing really well from Hoss Tools. Some pork chop tomatoes, which are doing good. Pink ponderosas
are not doing good. I don't know what happened there.
These are Kentucky beefsteaks. They're doing really good. Yep. Bunch of terracottas from Baker Creek. Here's some more mortgage lifters. We got a bunch of those. Some red snapper tomatoes. Some great white beauties in the back that are doing really well.
I think that's one of my most exciting.
That's a sunflower.
That is a sunflower.
With the tomato.
So we don't have a barn, right?
Yeah.
So our feed is literally in here. And if you saw our video yesterday, I talked about how we feed basically everybody whole sunflower seeds because it's great for their coats. Well, that's in here, and I don't know if like a mouse or the wind or whatever it is blowing them around, but
got a whole pot of
sunflowers are popping up everywhere.
This is supposed to be basil, so there's some basil in there.
There's a little bit,
but it's mostly sunflowers. They're planted themselves.
So sunflowers don't really like to be transplanted, but like we have told you all, which even that we usually direct sow. We're probably gonna try to plant these things because they're just everywhere. I mean, it's just a normal plain Jane yellow sunflower, but they're beautiful. So can't let them go to waste, right? So I don't know if you all are noticing, but everything in these little bitty cell trays are doing really, really good. I don't know, you know, maybe we got lucky and that variety just happened to land in those. But they're just really succeeding.
Yeah.
And so this is what they look like. We got them off Amazon.
They're super cheap. You get like 150 or 110. Just these little pots. They're sturdy, but they're also flimsy, so you can get the soil in and out. They're just awesome. So we decided to try them this year. We love the grow bags too, but we actually ran out of the grow bags, so we decided to try these, and they have been amazing. So we'll have that down below in the description in case you want to try them, because they're awesome. And we got them quick. I know there's some hold up with stuff, but we've ordered them twice and they've come within 2 days. So.
Yeah, and they're 4-inch pots. And I don't know, y'all. The grow bags, I love them to death.
Yeah.
I cannot stand them when I'm filling them up.
Yeah.
And these, you just, you know, you can
these
just
are
scoop
easy.
the soil.
Kids love to fill these up because it's so easy for them.
Yeah, and we originally got them for like when we sell, because it's so easy to just transplant into one of these little things, and then our customers can have them. But part of gardening, trial and error, try new things, see what works. And all I know is every tomato plant that's in one of those is thriving and is probably doing its best than anything else in another pot. So sometimes cheaper's better, right?
Yep.
So in here we got a few more white snowballs. That's what all of those are. These are the ones that Jed did. Now we actually kind of made a minor mistake here, and it's good for you all to understand. You can see some of these are not looking too hot. They set outside to harden off a little too long. And so what that meant was it was a little too windy, so they're trying to recover from some leaf curl. Some did die. What I'm noticing is, and this is kind of a test too of a variety and its strength, all of the Amish paste are not looking very good. Everything else is recovering back up and starting to look really nice. So it's just one of those things, hardening off, you really just need to kind of not do it too long at first, and you need to give them just a little bit of time. And it was a little extra windy day, so that was just a minor mistake to lose a couple of our tomatoes, which we're sad about, but it's okay because most are recovering.
So down here we've got a bunch of thyme in 2 different pots. I just transplanted them in there. All the sunflowers and a bunch of lime basil. So very excited about those. I'm not going to need that much, but I'm thinking with those little pots that I can give them away or sell them, and some other people can have some basil. And then over here I've got my chocolate mint. It all came back. It's doing really well.
And then finally here are our trees that are still sitting in our greenhouse. We were just trying to get past this 20-degree weather that was coming in, and they're going into the ground. But they've already bloomed, and the blooms are starting to die off. I mean, it's just, they're thriving.
Yeah, these are the ones we got from Stark Brothers. They're awesome. The blueberry bush came from them too.
All right, because I know the greenhouse is the long part, we'll just give you a quick update outside here, because all this stuff was uncovered in 27 degrees. And so Jen's lemon balm is going to be fine. There's a couple that she needs to cut off. Chamomile's looking good. Dandelion greens, which you can't kill that
Chamomile everywhere.
Chamomile is literally everywhere.
I love chamomile.
That's right.
Okay.
Oregano?
Yep.
Oregano over there in the grow bag doing good. Here we have our comfrey and our carrots that are getting very, very close to harvesting. Literally, we'll probably pull them up right when it's time to start planting our hot stuff because we need this bed.
Comfrey is doing so good.
Yeah, it is huge.
Love it.
Time to make some comfrey
Yes,
stuff.
it is.
It's time to take up the lettuce bed. We need the space, so we're just basically letting it run till it's almost time to plant our warm stuff. But we still got some romaine, we still got some butterhead, but everything else is basically gone to seed. Garlic's getting more and more beautiful every single day. I've seen a lot of questions on people wanting to know when garlic is ready. Garlic is ready when the greenery starts dying back. So when you start getting brown tips and starting to fall down, is when you know that you're getting close to ready. But if you're anything like me, you're curious on what's going on underneath there, you can easily just dig around a little bit and kind of glance. Don't pull it up, but just kind of dig around your soil a little bit, start getting a little glance at what's going on down there, and just kind of check out your garlic. But officially is when it starts dying back. What we got over here, babe?
Got a bunch of kale, but I think it's maybe aphids are starting to find it. So that's unfortunate.
Already.
It's a little early for that.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Wasn't ready to start tackling bugs just yet, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, kale's doing good. Some Swiss chard,
Which,
looking a little rough.
Yeah, it struggled from the freeze that we had.
Yeah. But that's it in this bed. So over here I've got some garlic chives. One of our dear friends gave it to us, and we planted it here in our tilled garden, and it's doing really well. We tasted it and it is so good. She said it was going to be really good in mashed potatoes, so we're going to try that. But yeah, loving the garlic chives.
All right, so that is what's in our garden right now. We are so excited to hit May 1st and actually get some stuff in the ground. So soon.
About 2 weeks, and I think we'll be good to go. Start putting everything in the ground.
We'll see. This is I'm wondering if this truly is the last round of winter that has come in, because it's cold, and it's going to be cold again tonight. So this morning we had a freeze warning. Tonight we have a frost warning, and there is a difference. So if you have frost hardy plants, they can handle frost, might not be able to handle freeze.
Yeah.
And that's just a hard truth on freeze instead of a frost just laying on top of the plants, if that makes sense. And I believe the degrees is 36 or 34 is frost. And then
I think it's 32 for frost.
32, I thought was for freeze. Do your research on that, but there is a difference between freeze and frost, so pay attention to those warnings. That does differ on your plants. So if you hear frost hardy, that doesn't mean freeze hardy.
Yeah.
So you may need to cover them up if you have some of the warnings, because I know the cold blasted the whole country we have around here. And if you're in a different country, I don't know what your weather's like, but you still have freeze and frost, so pay attention to that.
Yeah, and I know there's also been a lot of bad weather. Storms and tornadoes are hitting the south really bad, and we are praying for you all. I know some of you have lost your greenhouses, some of you have lost all your plants, and some even have lost their homes, and it's really devastating. So just know that we are thinking of you and always praying for you, and we hope everybody stays safe and well, and hopefully have good weather from here on out.
Absolutely. Now let's just hope once we get through this, the rains don't come like it did last year and just rain every farmer out. Which say a prayer for a farmer, because right now is a rough time to try to be moving some produce. So, all right, y'all, that's enough of that stuff.
We're gonna go eat.
Yep, time to eat some ribs, which we got our butcher box in. I don't know if we're gonna do a video on it or not. We've done several of them. If you're interested in it, they send you your meat right to your door. They do have a waiting list right now, but there's no better time to like jump in that club to get on the list, because it feels like it's just gonna be more and more in demand. But we'll send a link down below if you are interested in doing that. All right, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't.
Yep, we love y'all.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.